What's going on, guys? G back. This is the EMNGEE channel. If you didn't know by now, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so we can get videos going. Every time we upload a video, you get it on your mobile device. As you can see, we're making pizza today. You're going to be making the dough first, and then we're going to make the sauce after. The reason why we're starting with the dough first is because it needs to rise. It takes a really long time. Sometimes you gotta leave it overnight, but we don't have that type of time right now. We're gonna put it in the fridge for about an hour or two. But you're gonna need water to make the dough. You're gonna need yeast to make it rise, sugar, salt, vegetable oil or any type of oil you have, any type of flour. We prefer, like, you know, unbleached flour or regular white flour if you have it. Then for the sauce, you're going to need carrots, celery, and onions, and you're going to have to saute that up. You're going to need crushed tomato, like this in the can, also tomato paste. You're going to need the same amount of, quantity. So basically, if you have 1 can of crushed tomatoes, you're going to need 1 can of tomato paste, a nice ratio, 1 to 1. And then you're going to need a little bit of water because it's going to evaporate. Then you're going to need your spices or seasoning, whatever you prefer. But today we're going to stick with thyme, onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, and then you're going to need the oil to saute all the stuff up. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so every time we upload a video, it gets sent to your mobile device. And also we do giveaways. So, you know, by hitting that notification bell, you know, you might see something that says, you know, you get a $25 gift card or something like that. Last time, somebody won, so you never know what we're gonna do. So make sure you hit that bell so you cannot miss your opportunity. All right, so we'll be right back, and I'm gonna show you how it's done. All right, guys, we're back. I already put 3 cups of flour inside the bowl because, you know, I don't want to keep taking it out, and it's just too much work and it's too much loud for you guys. Alright, so make sure you prep your ingredients like I did right here. That way you just 1-2 throw it in the bowl. That way you're not going back and forth. But start with your yeast. You can grab any yeast that you have available. Just buy it. This is just a packet. We're not going to use the whole packet. We're going to use 1 1/4 teaspoon of the yeast. Put it in warm water, not hot water, not cold water, warm water. So grab 1 1/4 teaspoon and put it in the water. See how that looks? Stir it up. Make sure you get all the clumps out. Just keep stirring it. Stir it until everything evaporates or dissolves. Alright, let that sit for a second. While that's sitting, let's get to our other ingredients. Let's start with the dry ingredients. I like to put the dry ingredients in, stir it up. That way it's evenly proportioned, and then I add the liquid after. So we're gonna need the sugar, as I mentioned in the beginning. All right, we're gonna need 2 teaspoons of sugar. All right, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, and then let's add our oil first. 2 tablespoons of oil. But first, actually, let's mix this all up first. Get all the dry ingredients in. Alright, now we can add our liquids. Alright, now let's add our yeast. Stir it up a little bit. And I like to pour it a little bit at a time. So that's about half a cup. Stir it up. It's almost like making pancakes, you know? Don't be afraid to use your hands, because I'm about to use my hands in a few. If you're trying to look pretty, this is not the type of recipe you want to be making. You're going to get flour all over the place. Just add the last of it. Alright. And you see it's all like really clumped up like this. That's when you want to take it and use your hands and clump it all into a ball and start kneading the dough. Alright guys, so all I did was put it in the ball. I took out all the contents from the bowl, like everything that fell out. I just dumped it on the table, added a little bit more flour to the table so it doesn't stick to the table. And now that it's in the ball, we're gonna knead the dough, because basically the dough needs to be kneaded to stay until it's formed, so that way it can stretch and stuff like that. So all we're gonna do is use with your palms, you're gonna like squish it, and then grab the back of it and squish it back onto itself, and just keep squishing it like this. And honestly, you have to do that for a long time. I think some places do it for 30 minutes, some places do it for 10 minutes, but you're just gonna keep kneading the dough. Just keep flipping it, squishing it with your palm, flattening it, grab it, and keep doing that. So I think to be on the safe side, you know, if you have one of those special like mixers, you can just put it on the mixer for like 15 minutes. If not, you know, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to get down and dirty and just knead the dough until it's no longer looking like this. Yeah, it's all flabby. No matter how you stretch it, you're gonna know when the dough is ready. So we'll come back to you when we're done kneading the dough, and I'll show you what the next step is. Alright guys, so we're coming to the part where the dough is like really tough, and that's how you know it's basically done. When you first start kneading the dough, you can tell it's not ready because it's like when you fold it over itself, it's not really staying. But if you take a quick, like if you look really carefully, you can see all the times I folded it and keep, you know, collapsing itself on itself. So we're gonna do it like a few more times to a nice shape, and then we're actually gonna cut it in half because this is a lot of dough. You can make 2 pizzas out of this, so that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm just gonna knead it to a shape. All right, nice ball. Take the knife and go straight down. Alright, so what you do now is you're gonna knead it, but in your hand you're gonna make like a little ball, a little snowball, but you still like collapsing itself. The top should be a ball, and then the edges you're gonna like close in. All those bullies out there who make snowballs and have a snowball fight, you're gonna be good at this. To the ball. It's closed in. we're gonna put it to the side for, I mean, if you want to be optimum, you can say 45 minutes to an hour, but we're gonna put it to the side and let it rise for just as long as it's gonna take for us to make our sauce. So once again, you grab it, make it collapse on itself, and keep turning it so you get that shape. Let me see if you can get that. You don't want to do it too hard. You're not pulling it, you know. You can feel it when it wants to rip, and just close up the edges. So keep turning, turn, and then with your hands, pinch it all together, and then twist, close it up. See that? Yeah. Just put it to the side for it to rise up. And also, so the top doesn't dry off a lot, just take like a little, just barely anything, a little bit of oil, and just put oil on the top of the dough. So when you stretch it out, the top is not hard. Alright, so we're gonna cook our sauce now and put this to the side, and we'll be right back. Basically, we're on to the next step, and while the dough is rising, we're gonna be making the sauce. So the first step is to heat up your pan. So you're gonna need a good amount of, a good size. And just to let you guys know, this portion of the recipe is not like precise, because I know the yeast and all the dough was precise. You need 1 cup of this and that and a third. But this is gonna basically be based on your preferences. So depending on how much sauce you're gonna make is gonna depend on how much carrots you're gonna need, how much celery, and how much, you know, your taste buds. If you like something more, I don't know, onion powder, you're gonna put more. So it's gonna depend on your preferences. So the first step is to heat up the pan. All right. We're gonna put a little bit of oil on the bottom so it doesn't burn. A good amount, actually. And then just let the oil heat up a little bit. The oil is already hot, so we're just gonna add our ingredients. As you can see, we have about a bowl of about each ingredient. We have onion, celery, carrots. So make sure that the oil is hot enough. We're gonna add the ingredients. Try not to burn yourself. Celery. Now, as you can see, there's not enough oil for all of this ingredients, so we're just gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna come back when everything's all sauteed, and you're gonna see, look at it now, see how it's all high and stuff. We're gonna come back when it's sauteed, and you're gonna see how much it gets, you know, cooked down. All right, guys. So basically, we saute this down. So as you can see, it's, you know, it's not gonna get any better than this, to be honest, unless you know, blend it up or anything. So it was like up to here before it cooked down. It should look somewhat like this. You can keep it going. We put the lid on it, you know, and now we took it off. So now we're gonna add our tomato sauce. So we have the diced tomato sauce. You're supposed to put this in the blender just to get rid of all the chunks. So that's what we did, and we put it back in the can so you guys can see how it is. So after you put the diced tomato sauce in the blender and it's all blended up nice, you're gonna add it to the mix. We're gonna grab our tomato paste, 2 of these small ones equal a big can.
Perfect.
So we're adding our paste. And the paste is just gonna add the thickness, so. Yep, and we're just gonna mix it all up. honestly, you should add enough water. Start with 1, see how it is. You don't want the tomato sauce to be liquidy. You don't want it like a lot of water. You just want it to be nice. So, and also put the temperature down on your cooker, because tomato sauce pops and it is a big mess. So stir this up a little bit. And then we're gonna add some water to it. Take some of this water. And add it slow. You might need only 1. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah. Now it's looking like real pizza sauce.
Perfect.
Make sure you watch it to like, so that way it doesn't burn, it doesn't pop.
Perfect.
You're just gonna keep stirring it until it's cooked. The tomato sauce is almost ready to be used. It's all heated up. So now you can, oh yeah, you gotta keep stirring it. If not, it's gonna pop and go all over the place. It's because it's thick. It's not, water, so it's gonna pop, and we have like white doors and stuff. And it's gonna be a mess. So now that it's heating up, you gotta constantly keep stirring it. This is the part where you add your favorite, seasoning. You're following this recipe. That this is a lot of sauce, so you're gonna have to put a lot of seasoning for you to really taste it. So if you see me pour a lot, don't think, oh my goodness, like
Perfect.
if you put a little bit, like a teaspoon, that did nothing. So I'm gonna put a little bit of each. Start with the thyme, and we stir it up. And then we add a little bit more. Don't be scared to use the ingredients. Oh, you can even smell that right here. We have salt. You're not gonna need a lot of salt, to be honest. Like, I'm not really a fan of salt. I barely use a lot of salt, to be honest. Alright, I think that should be enough. Salt goes a long way. To my favorite garlic powder. Anybody who knows me knows I love garlic.
Perfect.
Make sure I like to coat the whole top and then stir it. Remember, if this looks like a lot, it's really not, because it's a big pan. The pan's almost full to the top. This is a lot of sauce. So if anything, this might be, a little bit of seasoning. Then we got onion powder. Let's put some onion powder in there. I'm not really too much of a fan of onion powder, but it's all good. Boom. Add it all up. Always remember, your sauce is supposed to be more on the chunkier side. Your pizza sauce should never be runny. It should never, under no circumstance, look like water. It should never be runny like water. I mean, it should be like this, yeah. Not too chunky, but, you guys will play around. You guys can see. Alright. What else we have? We have oregano. And again, whatever your preferences is. So if you guys love pepper, put pepper in there. If you guys like some type of crazy seasoning that, we never heard of, go for it. enough. Some people put parsley. I'm about to put parsley in there. Yeah, it smells good. You can smell all the seasoning right now and all the spices. Just remember to keep stirring it. Don't let it burn. Yep. Now it looks like a real sauce from a restaurant. You can clearly see it. Alright guys, so I'm just adding the parsley. Just remember, I keep saying it, but I just can't stress it enough. This is a lot of tomato sauce. So I just tried some. So I might have to go back and add some more. So don't be scared. Don't think that, oh, it's gonna be salty. Trust me, it's not. And I know it's probably not the healthiest thing to, you know, adding all this sodium and stuff like that, but I don't want my tomato sauce to be bland either. So just keep that in mind. Always, when you try pizza, I worked at a pizza place before, so when you ever ate a pizza and say, wow man, this pizza is really good, the thing that makes it good is the sauce. It's not the dough. So when you bite into a piece of pizza and you see how great it tastes, it's the sauce that makes it taste good. It's not the dough, it's not the cheese, it's, you know, the sauce. Add a little bit of everything. Where's my garlic at? Garlic mound. And then lastly, salt. Alright, now that should be good. And now if it's not where I want it to be, then oh well, because I'm not gonna add no more. Yeah, look at that. This is what tomato sauce, pizza sauce should look like. Look at that. Perfect. You can see all the green in there. That's how you want it to be. That's how you know you have enough. If you don't see any of the seasoning and you keep turning it, then most likely your pizza sauce is gonna be bland. Alright guys, so we're back. This is what we have. So the dough has been rising all this time. Remember when I cut it in half with the first time? It's way bigger than the original one. The first one I cut is bigger than the original. So this is a lot of dough, and as you can see, we have these little baking trays. I don't want to make a square pizza, I want to make a traditional circle one. You're going to need some type of tray like this, or a real pizza tray. It looks like a mesh tray. If not, if you put that pizza inside your oven without a tray like this, just, I don't know, just turn off the oven, you messed up. It's going to melt right through the gate, and you're going to have a big mess. It's a fire hazard. You don't want to deal with that. So get a tray like this. This is meant for like brownies or cake or anything like that. Just get one. It's cheap. I can't imagine it's more than $5. So if we try to make this whole dough right now, it's gonna be way too thick. So I'm gonna cut it in half again. Do the whole thing like I did before. Put in saran wrap and put that extra dough in the fridge. So I'm gonna do that right now, and I'm gonna come back after I cut each one in half. So I cut both of the doughs. I put 2 of the extra pieces away in the fridge. I wrapped it with saran wrap. So I'm just going to show you one right now. So after I cut each one in half and I put it back into that bowl, like that snowball, like I told you in the beginning, this is how small it is. This should be more than enough to make this pan. You got to remember that you don't want thick crust. When you're stretching the dough, you can use a rolling pin or your hands, but if you have a really thick crust, it's not gonna come out good, trust me. So the main important thing is the flour on the table. This even might be too much flour, to be honest. But the more flour you have, the pizza's gonna burn. It burns on the bottom. So you can use cornmeal as well. You can put like a 50-50. You can use only cornmeal. You can use only flour. You can use a 50-50. Just remember, the more stuff you have on the bottom, it's gonna burn. I don't know if you've ever seen if you ever seen what's it called, the bottom of a pizza, and you see like black marks, that's because of the flour. So just keep that in mind. But we're just gonna stretch it. So make sure it's all floured up. Put the dough down. I'm gonna stretch it with my hands. So you want to throw up your Jay-Z. You want to throw up your little Illuminati. You know, all your football players, you catch a football, your fingertips, and just push down. And you're gonna go in a circle. Turn, boom. You're gonna do the edges first. See, there's a hump. Don't push on the hump yet. Do the edges. Boom. Turn. And you don't want to do too much of an edge. You want to have a crust. So, see this? I have like a good like centimeter. Push. Turn. Throw up your Illuminati. You're gonna feel when the dough gets really thin. And that's when you want to start working the middle out to the edges. So, I prefer doing it this way because this is the way I've been doing it when I worked at the pizza place. I've been doing it for years. But we didn't make pan pizza. I'm just baking it in the pan because I don't have a real oven, like a real pizza oven. All right, it's getting kind of thin in the middle. I mean, in the sides. So now push it down in the middle a little bit. Might have to let this rise, to be honest. Alright, and this, yeah, you can even flip it. Some people even flip it. Yeah, see all this? This is gonna end up making it burn. Some people just grab it like this, take some of that stuff off. Some people just turn it around and do the same thing, but not too much. Yeah, if you do it too much, your pizza is going to become droopy. You ever have a slice of pizza and it's like too heavy and it droops all over too much? That's because it was worked too much and it can't hold the cheese and the sauce and all the toppings you want. But beep, bop. So turn it back around. Yeah, this thing is thick. So alright, so this is where the tough part begins. Let me get all this extra stuff out of here. The tough part is legit stretching the dough. You could do it, I do it both ways. There's a technique where you grab and you twist out like this. Stretch it like this. I don't know the name of the technique, but that's how it is. You almost like you're like, I can't really explain it. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this. You have your hands together and you stretch it out with one hand. One hand is placed down, other hand grabs and pulls. Don't pull it too much, it's gonna rip. Don't forget to get the middle. And then once you do it a good amount of times, you pick it up and then you start working it like this. You see how it's getting longer, it's getting heavier, but the middle is still a lot. It's heavy, it's thick. You'll be able to feel it. I like thin crust pizza. I don't really like a thick pizza. You can see it's getting bigger. Just keep working it. Don't be scared of the dough. If you rip it, just pinch it back together. Don't be scared. This is your pizza. You're not gonna get fired at your house for, you know, messing it up. So work the middle a little bit. You know, I put a little bit too much flour, so it's gonna be tough. I put a little bit too much flour, being paranoid about this table. But too much flour actually doesn't help it stretch either. It makes it all crusty, and it gets all crusted up. It's fine. It's just pizza. Oh, see a rip right there? I'm not gonna cry about it. See the rip? I'm just gonna grab it and pinch it right there. And there we go. What rip? That was never there. grab it. Some people go like this. Pick it up, see? Gravity is your best friend. Gravity is making it stretch right now. Go like this. Let gravity do the work. And when you get to the rip, you're gonna know where you ripped it at. Just be careful, just go right over it. Just keep going until you get a nice even feel. You can legit feel where it's thick. It's thick in the middle. So you just gotta keep stretching the middle. You know? It's not a big deal, guys. Just keep stretching it. After, like, this is another technique. So after, like, you stretched it all, like, in the middle and in the sides, what we do is, remember when I told you about gravity, and you see how when you grab it, it's already stretching? Another technique is to put up your hands like this, like if you're gonna fight somebody, like kind of awkward, not like this, but you use your knuckles to stretch it and let. So you put it on your hands like this, and you can see your thumbs. You see how it's stretching, and you just toss it and stretch. So when you see people flip it in the air, see that where I ripped it. Remember I ripped it earlier. That's not a big deal. Don't worry about that too much. We're gonna close that up. Since it got ripped in the beginning, it's always gonna keep opening because you keep stretching it. And don't cry or spill milk. So you see where my thumbs are sticking out? You can see how you can legit. It's like a wet shirt where you can see it through it. So you're gonna keep stretching and pulling like this. And then when people spin it, it's actually gravity. When it keeps spinning fast, it stretches in mid-air. Yeah, so just keep stretching it. Yeah, it rips. It's not a big deal. So remember, right before you put it on the pan, you want to, if you ripped it, just remember to pinch it. That way sauce doesn't leak through the hole. And if that happens, it's going to make the bottom of the pizza stick. So make sure that you don't even, trust me, not even a lot of oil, like maybe a couple of drops on the pan. Use a brush, make sure that everything is covered. Just grab it. Let's see what happens. Don't pinch. This is not a pie, so you don't want to really pinch the edges. If you're gonna have an edge, we're not pinching. You press a little bit. You just make it good. But you're not pinching because then your crust will be really thin. So just keep turning. And if anything, instead of pinching, you're more trying to pick it up, kind of. Like pick it up lightly. You see? There goes the rip. I'm just gonna pinch it. Boom. And this is exactly how it's made in the pizza shop. Like a Captain's Pizza, this is called a Greek style pizza, or a pan pizza. This is Greek style. So, all right. So this is now ready to go. Make sure any edges that are ripped are pinched, and you're good to go. So now we grab the sauce. Remember, our sauce is not, runny. You take like amount of sauce. You don't even need a lot either. Put it on your pizza. And this is how you do it. You put it in the center and grab the end of the ladle, and you're gonna go in a circle. Keep going out. And it's more difficult to do it, and I actually use a spoon, but fine. If you get some on the very edge, again, don't cry about it. It's a pizza, man. You got a little bit too much on this side, but guess what? I'm gonna move on this side. It depends on you too. If you want more sauce, put more sauce. I think this is good. Maybe I put a little bit more. You know? Yep. Always remember, some people think to make a pizza, the whole thing is to be covered with sauce. That's not true. So you need a good, even proportion of sauce and cheese, to be honest. Actually, I'm gonna put a little bit more sauce right here in the corner because I have a gap right here. I have a gap right here. Boom. Make sure you check out that EMNGEE, you know, pizza shop. Alright guys, so you can use mozzarella. I want to tell you right now, most pizza shops, they use half mozzarella, half whole milk. Mozzarella cheese burns. When you get a pizza and you see that the cheese has like brown or black stuff on it, that's the mozzarella. And you legit grab like a pinch and you just, you know, go like this. Remember, the cheese is gonna expand. Don't trip about, you know, having every single inch of the pie, you know, full with cheese, because this cheese is gonna melt over there, you know, all that type of stuff. And you know, I'm a vegetarian. I like cheese pizza, man. I love, so mine's gonna be only cheese, but at this moment, yeah, this should be good enough. Maybe a little bit more in the corner right there. Yeah, this is more than enough cheese. Maybe just one more pinch, barely anything. Boom, that looks so good. Alright, so at this point, you can put it in the oven, or if you want toppings, this is where you add the toppings. When you put toppings on top, the cheese is gonna melt and it's gonna keep it in place. So let's pretend if you want a pepperoni or whatever, you grab a piece of salami or whatever you're gonna use, or mushrooms, you know, pineapples or whatever, you know, put the topping on top after it looks like this. And if you want, that's not really necessary, but grab like a little bit of cheese and put it on top. But honestly, this is good to go. So I already preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and we're gonna cook it till the cheese is melted and you can see. But also, when it's halfway cooked, you wanna take it out the pan. So you'll be able to tell when it's halfway done. Take it out the pan and let the bottom cook really good. All right, so we're gonna do that and we're gonna come back. Alright guys, so this is the final product. I let my pizza cool down because I want to eat it right away. When you bite into a pizza and you burn the top of your roof of your mouth, that's because the sauce is too hot. So I let mine cool down to room temperature. Again, midway when it was cooking, I took it out of the pan and I let the bottom cook. So here we are, two different types of pizza. We got pineapple and tomato, and we have regular cheese. I love my cheese pizza. I love my onion pizza, but you know, I'd rather just do plain cheese. So that's about it. Make sure that you like the video, comment anything, you know, whether you like pineapples, you hate pineapples. I love the debate. Subscribe to the channel, you know, because we always having, you know, great videos, you know, so make sure you hit that notification bell, join the notification squad. You're gonna get alerts to your phone, your mobile device, your laptop. We do giveaways, so always hit that bell. And yeah, man, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Facebook page. I post a lot of stuff on Facebook. I'm on Facebook every single day. If you catch us on Facebook, I'm gonna respond that day. So yeah, stay safe, guys. Make sure you try the recipe, and always remember with EMNGEE, you know, this is heaven on your taste buds. All right, guys, man, be safe.